So JJ, how much money is the Chinese government paying you to do these pro-China videos?
This is not in any way, shape, or form sponsored by the Chinese government.
You would say that.
Because if I were a spy, I certainly wouldn't be gallivanting all over the internet. That's like the last thing I would do if I was a spy.
That's exactly what a spy would say. The best way to hide is to be completely visible.
And it's like, it's such an unfair stereotype, but like, you know it. It's so prevalent.
I get that a lot, and I got that not just from people online, but even my family. Some family members thought that I hated America. Yeah, like when I suddenly said, "Hey mom, hey dad, I'm gonna move to China," they were like, "What? What the heck? Why would you want to do that? Wait. Let's give JJ a call. You're wearing pajama pants?
Yeah.
No, should I hide my pajama pants? Is it bad if they're in the video? Is that bad? Is that like really unprofessional? Okay, super casual. Okay, I think it's okay if they're showing, but they don't need to be quite so prominent. Okay.
其实今天我特别开心，因为终于有机会当面跟你聊天儿。咱们俩一直都在保持联系，但是一般来说都是发短信，对不对？
是的，就是在 Instagram 上我们发短信了，所以这就是我们第一次真正的说话了。对，所以我今天有这个机会，我也特别开心的啊。
因为冠状病毒问题，我一直都在日本，回不了中国，然后在日本打发时间，做了好多视频，但是我观众一直都在变，因为越来越多的人看我视频的人是喜欢日本的人，很少有中国人过来看看。对，所以有可能我观众也不认识你，不知道 JJ 是谁，你能不能自我介绍一下呢？
啊哈，当然哦，对，是的哈，Hello， 大家好，我是 JJ， 我的中文名字是雪莲。好像我跟安明啊，我们的内容是差不多一样的，但是好像安明说的，就是他说的内容，一般来说就是关于日本文化、中国文化，对吧？但是一般来说，我的内容是关于中国文化吧，然后呢，我也要说什么呢？现在我住在纽约，我的老家就是纽约，但是我18岁的时候开始学中文的啊。然后呢，我一开始学中文是我在台湾学过了，对，但是呢，已经很久以前嘛，所以我已经应该是7、8年以前我回国了，对。
好，太好了，谢谢。
好的。
我是安明。中文名字是安明，平安的安，聪明的明。我是在美国底特律市出生的。2012年，我从美国搬到哈尔滨，然后在哈尔滨过1年，在哈尔滨的一个补习班教英文，给小朋友上英文课，然后一边做老师一边做学生，就在一个汉语学院上中文课。然后因为哈尔滨实在是太冷了，就冷死宝宝，我就马上搬家了。回国以后就在一个台湾软件公司工作，做营销。我不是工程师，没有那么聪明，我是做广告之类的。
好，知道了，你太谦虚了。
没有。然后因为在老家很无聊，就一直都很想回中国，就辞职回到中国，但是不是哈尔滨，我去北京生活2年，然后在北京的时候我就考那个汉语水平考试，考6级，然后申请复旦大学，
太了不起。但
是有点问题，就是那个录取通知书就没有到，我一直都在等结果，等了半天，等了好久啊，就放弃了。放弃以后，我就不想回国，就搬到日本来了，在日本生活1年，然后17年我就回中国了，搬到上海，在复旦大学读书，读硕士研究生，专业是国际关系。然后19年，就是去年，我有机会来日本的那个早稻田大学做点田野研究，补充我的毕业论文。我本来只要待半年6个月，然后因为冠状病毒问题，我就回不了中国，一直都在这里待着，就很无聊，就做有关视频啊，打发时间。
但是我还有一个问题啊，我还是想问你，你什么时候开始学日语呢
2015年。
2015年，哇，那么好，那真的很好。然后呢，现在呢，你觉得哪一个对你来讲嘛？你觉得哪一个是比较好？你觉得你的水平哪一个是比较高的？中文还是日文呢？
那当然是中文吧。
当然是中文的啊。OK，好，我知道，我只是有一点好奇知道啊，所以我就随便问一下。
Okay, I don't want to change the language suddenly, but I'm gonna change the language suddenly. Okay, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to mine as well as JJ's channel to learn more about China, to learn more about Japan over here as well. Oh my gosh, I hate saying this. If you care to, if you're kind enough, please
hit that like button. You have to smash that like button.
Hit the like button. All right. So the first thing I want to bring up is the idea of living in China, or even, it doesn't even have to be China, but specifically in China, the idea that if you live abroad, you don't like America. You left us, and you clearly hate America, especially living in China as I did in mainland China. Like, oh, you're anti-American, man. You like China more than America. That's why you live there. And I get that a lot. And I got that not just from people online, but even my family. Some family members thought that I hated America. Yeah.
But on YouTube, you see so many comments like, oh, well, I see how it is. You're betraying America. You're having some sort of an identity crisis about being an American. And that's really a weird thing, because it seems like for some people, it's difficult for them to understand this concept that two incredibly different languages and cultures have to be mutually exclusive. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really understand that there's a way to blend those things and still feel very comfortable in your identity as a Western person or whatever else. You know, you can take interest in something and you can speak another language wildly different from your own while still feeling very comfortable with your identity as, you know, an American or a Chinese person or whatever else you are, you know?
It's like they feel like you have to give up your identity. You can't just like the country, but you have to become one of the people living in that country, which is so not the case. I mean, I've had people ask me if I was going to give up my American citizenship here in Japan and become a Japanese citizen. I mean, you can like it. You can like something. Doesn't mean you have to become it. And I've had people ask me in China if I became a Buddhist. No, I'm a Catholic. I'm not going to become a Buddhist, but it's just that idea that you can't just like something just to like it. You have to become it. And this is us. This is them. It's just so black and white. And on top of that, I had quite a few people ask me, why would you want to live in China in the first place? What would make you want to go there? Like, why there? But I don't think people realize how many benefits there are to, well, not just living abroad, but living in China in general. Like, things are just really cheap there, and we got so many benefits teaching English. We got like 90 days paid vacation, and most of the people that I worked with, they were like interested in traveling the world, and they went there just to have that job so they could travel the world. And of course, getting into a school like Fudan University, and very cheaply too. Like, the tuition there was so much cheaper than, say, New York University. Oh my gosh, it's like, that would put me in so much debt.
Yeah, it's insane. You know, that was one of the really good things. Yeah, I completely agree as far as tuition goes, because I went to school in Taiwan, right? And when you compare the semester cost of living in Taiwan versus the semester cost of living in the United States, I mean, it's insane. So it didn't make sense for me to go into complete debt going to an American school. Ultimately, the best choice for me to go to school abroad, for sure.
And studying is a pretty good experience, but I'm sure your parents were quite worried.
I was really lucky, though, because my mom is a very, I don't really even know the word. She's just a very, I guess I could just say supportive. She's a really supportive person.
Your mom speaks Chinese, too.
She does. She speaks a little bit. She's that's what I mean when I say she's very supportive, right? So when I first said I wanted to study abroad, she was, obviously she was skeptical, but she was incredibly supportive. And I think once she realized that, it wasn't just a passing phase and I was genuinely really interested and was going to continue to study the rest of my life, that's when she started to take it more seriously and she started to take lessons as well.
My parents, they didn't like that I moved abroad. My mother's been here before. She visited Harbin when I lived there. She visited Tokyo as well, so she's all into that. She'll go on adventures, but if one day I could ever get my father to come here, that would be like the biggest accomplishment of my life. All right, so the next topic is about the content of the YouTube channels themselves. That saying positive things about China is spreading Chinese propaganda, like we're puppets of the Chinese Communist Party that are here trying to improve the image of China, and we're somehow being paid off, or people's minds wander. So JJ, how much money is the Chinese government paying you to do these pro-China videos?
I can't tell you, it's a secret. Yeah, so I've gotten a lot of weird comments like that. I've also gotten comments saying you're an American spy, right? Which I think is, it's funny to me because if I were a spy, I certainly wouldn't be gallivanting all over the internet. That's like the last thing I would do if I was a spy. I'd probably be really low-key about it, right?
That's exactly what a spy would say. What's the best way to hide that you're a spy? Just be completely out in the open. The best way to hide is to be completely visible.
That's it. That is literally it. But YouTube, if YouTube was paying us that spy money, I think we'd probably be living the high life. But yeah, it is really interesting to me. And this is sort of to the last point as well, about the whole, why would you live in China, or why would you live in Japan? When American students go do study abroad in, let's say, France or Italy, Spain, I want to learn one of these Latin languages. I feel like there really isn't much response to that. You don't get the same sort of strange, suspicious response as if you have some weird ulterior motive.
But do you find that this is ever an issue for you when you're speaking with people in Japan?
Heck yeah. Yeah, I want to open up Americans' minds. I want to open up Chinese people's minds and open up Japanese people's minds as well, because I'll get backlash for speaking Chinese here in Japan. This is Japan, we speak Japanese, and stop hanging out with all these Chinese people and stupid things like that. So yeah, I want to open up Japanese people's minds as well to America and China. I'm like caught in between this triangle of these countries that really don't like each other. There's so much rivalry between them, and they make up lies about each other, or they just find more reasons to dislike each other and fewer reasons to get along. And I think that's unfortunate.
So I guess, so what I'm really saying is it's like that same sort of weird xenophobia. It's like if you say anything good about China, you can't just be saying something good about China. Like they project and assume there's this much greater context. Like, well, if you say one good thing about China, you're trying to say blah, 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 and it's like, no, I'm really not trying to
do that.
You're a puppet, because no American would ever say anything good about China. You must be like a puppet to some organization. Like our entire audience is a bunch of anti-American Chinese nationalists, and we're just puppets saying what they want us to say, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. And I don't think people who watch my channel realize that I had some connection to the Christian missionary work in China. I wouldn't say I was a Christian missionary, but I knew a lot of missionaries. There was a lot of stuff that I saw, in the underground church and things like that, how they had to sneak around things, and how much trouble they got into, my colleagues and also other Chinese people trying to spread Christianity. And they don't realize that actually when I was at Fudan as a student, I was kind of an antagonistic character in the classroom. I was kind of put in that position by my classmates and my teachers as the only American with 40 other students in the classroom that were Chinese. They would pick me out. Hey, Anming, what do you think about the trade war? Let's get our American classmate to talk about the trade war. And then they all ganged up on me, They all ganged up on me.
Oh man, I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself, and I really hope that that's at the end of the day what people get out of my content and your content. Finding the courage to really broaden their horizons and step outside their comfort zone and start learning about people that have perspectives wildly different from their own.
You can disagree with a government and still enjoy the culture and enjoy the people. And you don't have to agree with the policies, or you don't have to agree with the country 100%. But this idea that I see on YouTube with these sensational videos, I'm watching these, people are dressed up in suits like they're secret agents or something. I'm going to tell you about China, even though I have no qualifications whatsoever and I speak kind of poor Chinese, but I'm going to tell you how it really is. Like, this is appealing to people who already have that idea in their head about what China is, and it just confirms that.
There are hundreds of thousands of forms of entertainment, hundreds of thousands of different videos you can watch, hundreds of thousands of different articles you can read, all vying for your attention. So of course the ones that are the most sensationalized are the ones that are going to get the most views. So I agree with you that it's important to remind people of that, if you see something that's very extreme, whether it's extremely positive or extremely negative, bear in mind that maybe there is a little bias there, but also bear in mind that maybe it has been sensationalized in some way to get more views. I think one of the major reasons videos like that can be quite dangerous is because, and I think you're seeing this across all social media platforms as well, the algorithm is recognizing what kind of content you're watching and will feed you more and more of that content. So then what's happening is I think the algorithm is contributing to this huge echo chamber problem.
It does. And that makes sense why you would tell someone, hey, I'm moving to China, and the first reaction would be, why the heck would you do that? If everything you're learning about the country is completely bad and completely negative, yeah, you'd be like, why the heck would you move there?
Yeah. I know. I mean, and honestly, even and New York is usually not that bad. Usually people are a bit more open-minded here. But I've even met New Yorkers who are like, oh, you lived in China, you did some work in China. What's it like to live in a country that doesn't have plumbing? Like, literally, that people still think this. People still think this, and I don't know where they're getting their information from.
It's outdated. It's just dated. No, it's just dated because that's how China used to be. Because it's changed so fast. The country has developed so fast, and these skyscrapers just got built up overnight, and all this infrastructure came in within the last 20, 30 years. And yeah, maybe they're thinking of the west of China, which is quite underdeveloped in the smaller cities in China. And I've seen that kind of poverty, but most foreigners that are going to China are not living like that. You wouldn't expect to be in a little village. I think my parents imagined that I would be in like some tin hut somewhere and with a porta potty outside or an outdoor toilet. Like when I suddenly said, hey mom, hey dad, I'm going to move to China. They were like, what? What the heck? Why would you want to do that? Wait. And the assumption is that, this person, they went to another country or they went to China because they couldn't get a good job in their country because they didn't have a good education in their country. There was some flaw with them, something wrong. Little did they know, I actually quit my job. I quit a very good job, a high-paying job to go over to China. I just really did want to be there, but they couldn't see it. Like, there's got to be something wrong with your head.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. Well, I mean, it's the same thing too. I would say it's that stereotype. That's such a stereotype with Japan, right? Like whenever a guy's like, I want to go to Japan, they're like, oh, you can't get a girlfriend here, huh? You know? And it's like, it's such an unfair stereotype, but like, it's so prevalent. It's like everyone assumes that, it's like, oh, they're in China, they're in Japan. Oh, they must be teaching English because they couldn't get a good job back home, So I'm very familiar with that stereotype, of course.
That's right. That's why I felt a connection to you, because just like me, we're stuck in between two places. We're both Americans. We're both YouTubers. I'm kind of a new YouTuber. You're kind of new too, aren't you, though?
Yeah, I think it's actually a kind of similar situation, yeah.
So we have a lot of common ground here. We both lived abroad for a long time. We both kind of had some similar experiences, and we're both YouTubers, and we get similar viewers and similar comments and, and similar stereotypes. And
We are. But seriously, in the future, we should actually do a video, like a 5-minute video, where we just compile all the comments where people confuse us.
that this is actually JJ, and I am Anming, and we live in completely different cities, completely different countries on the opposite side of the planet.
Literally, it's like the only reason we made this video today is to set the record straight. We are actually, in fact, 2 different people.
That's part of our spy tricks.
They literally think we're the same person, so...
Maybe we are the same person, we're just messing with you. I'm talking to myself right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I got this one recently that was like, what will you, like on one of my singing videos, they're like, what will you sing next, Oriental Pearl? And I'm like, Oriental Pearl, like the name of my channel is right there. And I see to this day on your video, like on your videos, people will still say, are you the girl that did the video with Xiaoma?
Spy tricks. That's part of the propaganda. Okay, we're having too much fun. Thank you so much, JJ. It was great talking to you.
Oh, it was so great talking to you too. It's daytime there. Have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.